So I forgot to start the microphone. I finished the coffee in about 3 minutes. The mayor visited me. I wanted to give her a painting, but I was like, what am I doing? I'm not a politician. So I went after her with the painting. I decided what painting to give her, but I was like, no. She's probably going to throw it away because she doesn't know the value of things. People who get a lot of free stuff, they tend to assume that that free stuff is not something they want. And it's true also in general. The more you pay for something, the more you think it's worth, because you've already convinced yourself it's worth that much. Of course, you're going to be right. But most of the times, certain things that we pay very little for end up being so useful and so valuable to our life that we don't even realize. And that's exactly one of the most important things to realize in life. Like certain purchases or certain things that we get, even for free, might end up being much more useful than the most expensive thing we have, just because it saves us, I don't know, something like it can save us hundreds of hours every month, every year, not month. But yeah, it's one of the most interesting things about pricing. If you put a bigger price tag, people will value it more. And it goes against all the things we know about economics. If usually if you put the price up, you might think you need to make the product better. When you don't, you just need to put the price up. You can always lower it down. That's the whole purpose. But you end up like with better customers, with customers that appreciate more, and you make it seem as if the entire thing is better, the object, the product, the because we tend to assume that if we that this is the calculation we do in our mind. We tend to assume that if we did that, we would never ask $20. So we tend to value things that are 10 times more, even though they are the same. We tend to value them 20 times more, even though they're the same. So that's such a weird psychological trick where if we see something cheap, we doubt it a lot and we don't value it. And if we see something expensive, we tend to value it more. We also get polarized by it. We go like, oh, that's so expensive. It's not worth it. But that's good because we've had a feeling about that object, as opposed to looking at an object, seeing the price, and being like, it's cheap, but I don't want it. So it's indifference rather than, whoa, that's expensive. Now we associate that that object is expensive. So, yeah. You learn this the more you are in sales, the more you understand that if you give discounts to people, even if the price was more than fair, as in it was half priced, if you give them a lower price, they're not going to say instantly yes. Because, and you're like, what? What? How? You want this painting? How? You want it for free? What do you want it? And even if you gave them the object for free, sometimes they wouldn't take it because they don't understand how to conceptualize this, but they don't want to get it for free. They don't want it cheap because they don't want something out of value, without value. They want something valuable. So you should focus on, rather than negotiate on price, focus on explaining the value of the object, of the product, of the thing, and put a bigger price tag because it just screams value, but it doesn't actually mean value. And you might be saying, "Oh, but you're gonna get people refunds and stuff like that." Probably, but no. Mainly, people who pay more are more satisfied and see more value where there isn't any, and they imagine value where there isn't any, or there is very little, and they don't always have the capacity to just understand what the deal is. Like if they give you $20, they're gonna go like, "Oh, I gave you $20." They don't realize that they got a deal. They don't realize you've priced it so low just because you wanted to sell and not price to not be a problem. And they don't realize that the value inside or the value of the object is 10 times more. They don't understand it because they haven't paid for it 10 times more. So you're basically doing yourself a disservice. I know I don't follow my own advice. I should, but I don't. I used to. I used to sell paintings very, very expensively, and it was great. But then I started to have too many paintings in my house, and I was like, well, let's get rid of them. And yeah, the more you ask for a painting, the better you are rewarded. As in, you sell a painting for twice as much as you would want. And if you can do that, then the painting just becomes a breeze. It's like, ah, so good. Because you've now gotten paid twice as much. And people don't say, some of them say no, but most of them are like okay with the price. They're gonna say, oh, it's a bit expensive, but fine. And usually people don't negotiate 50%, they negotiate 20. So you've already won on that side. And yeah, the the rule of thumb is usually ask how much you are comfortable with asking, as much as possible, and let them say no. No is the start of the negotiation, not the end. And yeah, if you end up understanding what price they would want to pay anyway, because you would just ask, well, how much do you think it's worth? And they're going to say, oh, it's about this much. Okay, can you do this much? So you're starting to negotiate on price immediately, but usually you don't even talk about price at all, because price is the biggest, like the biggest roadblock to sales, especially if you're asking a lot of money. I've noticed that whenever I put the price first, they are not really they're not going to buy because you've given them a price, and it's just like buying a candy in a candy store, or even worse, like something from the store, toilet paper. So you need to leave the price so far ahead. They need to do so much for you in order to be invested. As in, you need to get them to do a viewing. You basically are courting them for 1 to 2 hours, even three, and then have them come in your studio for a coffee, talk about the painting, never say the price on the internet, never give excuses like you cannot understand. It's you have to see the painting. You build the value that way, and then they're just some of them are just going to press you for price, 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 and you're going to be like, okay, I'm sorry, only at the viewing we talk about price. And then at the viewing you start talking about the painting and about the stuff, and you basically spend their time so they get more and more and more invested. So now they have something to lose. They've lost 3 hours of their life. I know it's stupid, tricky thing, but it's the more they do for you, the more they are going to buy. So because they want to get back that it's so weird. They want to get back that time, so they don't want to spend 3 hours of their life just being like, oh, come on, I'm not gonna go empty-handed from here. So that's what they're gonna do. They're basically gonna try to spend more in order to say, oh, I got something out of it. That's why I don't like sales, because there are tactics like this who work so good. Not saying the price, spending people's time and your time as well. And yeah, basically not forcing them to buy, but it's almost as if you're forcing them to buy. In case you didn't notice, those are the paintings. I don't know if you can see them well. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with Sophie out and paint, and then I'm gonna paint. Today I've been experimenting with not being in the state that I wanted to be in order to create videos. I still meditated 2 hours as always for the 30 day. Today was day 27. I have 2 more days, well, 3 more days, 28, 29, 30. But it's going to be fun to just finish the session, the meditation challenge, the 30-day meditation challenge. I'm going to jump into a year-long meditation challenge where I will just meditate 1 hour instead of 2 hours. 2 hours is a bit too long. I'm going to do 2 sessions of 30 minutes every day. And I finished the two paintings, the two oil paintings. And I've already put some painter's tape on 4 more canvases in order to paint on the wall like you saw yesterday. And I decided to also basically do a bit of a schedule. I am a bit hectic with my workflows, and I'm leaving a lot of productivity on the table just because I don't have, like, I've really enjoyed the this as well as the 30-day meditation challenge. So basically, I'm just gonna do a 30-day like 5 hour work challenge, kind of. So it's gonna be 1 hour of writing, which I don't do enough. I should be doing way more um, writing and coming up with ideas and focusing on creating better content. And I'm going to do 1 hour painting courses, 1 hour of editing, 1 hour of meditation, as well as 1 hour of filming. But I'll be doing much more interesting content. I'm probably going to start another channel where I'm going to do that kind of content. I'm going to buy a whiteboard, and basically it's going to be a interesting kind of productivity business channel where I'm going to talk about mindset, money, and be a bit more methodical with my content instead of being so hectic and without a script. It's going to have a bit more of a script, and because it's going to have a whiteboard, I'm going to draw on the whiteboard. I'm a bit scared of the whiteboard just because I have bad handwriting, but it's a good way to improve my handwriting, I guess, and my spelling. It's going to be nice to basically draw. I'm good at drawing, but I'm not that good at writing. And I know it's weird. And I'm quite happy with the paintings. I cannot wait for them to dry. It's going to take like a week. Crazy how long they take to dry. Oil paintings take so long to dry. And I'm going to do four more just because I enjoyed making these ones and I can really see myself making like four more paintings. I'm just gonna set a timer for 1 hour, see how long I can paint. I cannot do a painting, a proper oil painting in 1 hour. But I'm gonna do as much as I can. I'm gonna make a series of paintings, like 4 or 5 paintings, 3 or 4 paintings. I'm gonna work on all of them. And but in order to do all of these things that I want to do, I need to basically have my workflows very dialed in because, for instance, I didn't have all the things that I needed to make the oil paintings because I didn't have disposable palettes for the paint palette, and I also didn't have enough paint thinner. So I basically stopped on the second painting. I basically stopped. I would have wanted to paint like 1 more hour, but I stopped because I didn't have enough paint thinner. It was just gone. And I'm just gonna practically make a system where I can basically work for the 5 hours. And it's basically gonna, I'm saying basically so much. It's probably gonna really accelerate my productivity and my workflows. And if I want to work more, of course, I can work more. But this way, I'm guaranteeing a lot of productivity as well as, let's say, a bit of work life balance. Because yesterday I worked 13, 14 hours or more. I don't know. Today it's already 5:30 in the morning, and I worked from the first hour I woke up. Well, actually, 1 hour after I woke up, I started working, and that's 12 hours today as well. I took some breaks, of course. I watched some YouTube. I ate. I did walk Sophie 3 times. So it wasn't like really 12 hours. It was close, 10, 10, 11 hours, I would say. And I still have to work about a half an hour more. I've already edited 2 meditation sessions, and I'm going to have to edit this video as well. I'm going to have to wait for it to transfer first and then edit it, because I cannot do what I did with the other camera, which is edit off of the camera, which is not really healthy for the camera. But this one disconnects, sometimes disconnects. So yeah, I don't know if it's the cable or the camera, but it's annoying because if I put it to transfer and it takes 1 hour to transfer like 2 3 hours of video, then I have to focus in on making sure it transferred. Well, the MacBook tells me if it disconnected, but if I'm not home and I left for 30 minutes and then I come back home and only 10 minutes have elapsed instead of an hour, instead of the 30 minutes, I'm going to be like, oh, damn, I have to do it again. So that's annoying. I need to look at the course making thing, because there is a simple solution, which is to buy the receiver and the transmitter for this microphone. That's just because it would help me to not have the bulky microphone and all the wires and everything, and I can basically focus in on painting more and not really try to stick close to the microphone and things like that. Oh, it's a much easier way to basic basically. Why do I say basically so much? I'm gonna need to look into either buying the thing, which costs 300 euros, $300, 250. $250, the one receiver, one transmitter. But I was basically again. No, I was looking at, I was thinking of selling this camera, the Osmo Pocket 3, and only staying with the ZV-10. And I don't know, I'm it's sitting there like, if I don't film courses, it's just sitting there. So that's bad. And I'm debating it with myself. Should I sell this camera? Should I keep it and spend more money on gear? I don't know. If I sell it now, I'm selling it with a profit. So, and if I sell it for like a year, like next year, it's gonna probably be with a profit as well. Not really, but close enough. Like 20 or $20 profit. But if I sell it now, I get like 60, $70 profit, or maybe 100. I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know if I should sell this camera. I kind of like it. It's a bit too wide. It's way too wide. But who knows? Maybe it's a good idea to just sell it and buy the microphone, the same microphone I have on me right now, but I don't have the receiver for the camera, for the other camera. I do have, this was a bad purchase, but I didn't know that, I didn't really know that I was going to buy this camera. So I bought a microphone, a wireless microphone. I don't know if I should use this. I should actually just, probably gonna just use this, sell this camera, and probably gonna use this. And then we're gonna see what happens. This is a good microphone. I don't know why I don't use it. I think it's good enough. I'm gonna test it out for a few moments. I'm gonna do a bit more tests to see if it's a good microphone, good enough microphone to be able to shoot like courses. The only thing I have with it, it's that this one doesn't have redundancy built in. This one, if I press a button, it just records internally as well as in the camera. So that's a big advantage of just, and it records 32-bit audio. So if I speak softly, I can boost that in post. Yeah, that's the main deal with this. It doesn't have internal recording, and it also doesn't have good enough sound, I think. I don't know. I'm going to test it. I'm going to probably do a couple of videos just testing out this against this and seeing what kind of levels and what kind of quality can I get out of that. Because I already have a wireless microphone, so why not use it? I used it actually for making intros for the courses. Okay, so I think that's enough. I don't know why. Well, I know exactly why. I was questioning myself, why do I go on and on with in these videos? And I'm like, well, it's because this is my diary. And I vent, I get my things, the things that I'm thinking, and I use it as a brainstorming, let's say. Or sometimes I just have to say more things than usual. In regards, I haven't spoken about how I'm feeling in a long time. I know this channel is just about how I'm feeling, but I'm kind of frustrated by the fact that I'm not able to increase my levels of energy drastically. They are certainly way better, and I'm able to exert more energy on camera. I'm able to speak faster. I'm able to come up with words and sentences, as well as just structure my thinking in a way that is, I would say, better. Well, twice as better. But as when I started. But I don't seem to be on for the camera as much as I want to. And I see myself losing so much productivity, so much output every day. I could have filmed so many videos just filming the painting. I painted for like so many hours, 20, 25 hours. And I only did one video at the beginning, and then I was like, I'm not going to film this. But yeah, that's not really a good idea. I should be filming a lot more than I'm filming. Some people would say, like, no, you don't. I'm filming way too much. I'm producing 200 gigabytes a day of footage. So I don't think it's too much. But I'm definitely hitting some limits, both in editing and in storage capacity. I'm gonna meet with my editor on Tuesday or Thursday or Wednesday So that's nice. He already sent one video and it's great. And I gave him a bit of feedback and he's just a good editor. I just wish that he will do all of the courses, even though I don't have all of them. I have 11 of them. I've already gave him five, and I'm gonna give him six next time. And then I'm gonna be frantically creating another six to just speed up the process and have the courses. I need to actually edit one of the intros. I've already gone through and checked his work, and I need to render and edit tomorrow. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Render, edit, and post the course so it makes me money. I need I need the monies. I needed to make money straight away and jump on a posting frenzy. I can only post every 8 days, so it's a limit imposed by the site. So I'm just gonna post. I'm doing 30 courses because that's basically, again, with basically, because that's just about 6 months. And what I want to do is to jump from, I got paid today and it was awful. I got paid $554, which is bad, really, really bad. Like around 700, I was okay, but 550 is way too low. So I want to double it. I want to go to about, but yeah, February was short, so that's why. But I want to be able to go to about $1,000 a month. Yeah, I should be starting the other business as well. I did some work on it, but not enough. Not enough to deliver the products. I'm gonna definitely do it this time because I spent all the money I had on my card, so I couldn't pay for ads, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put aside some money for the ads. Then I'm gonna break it down by day, and that's gonna be excited. I'm a bit scared that it will work. I'm not scared if that's so bad. I'm not scared of it not working. I'm scared of it working and changing my life. How can you how can you be scared of this? I talked about this before, but I'm really scared about my second business working because if it works, I just get a like a emptiness. I feel an emptiness inside my stomach right now speaking about this because it could do for me at least a life-changing amount of money. So it can practically earn more than the courses. I just have to see. That's why I've procrastinated on this project so long because I am afraid of success. I'm afraid it will do so well that I'm going to be lazy and not do anything anymore. That's I'm not that kind of person anyway, so yeah, it's just going to make things much easier like buying a house. Like if it reaches exactly how much I think it's the sweet spot, the median, I'm going to be able to buy a house in 6 months and have it paid in half. Like basically have 50% down payment instead of 15%, which I'm saving right now. I'm not doing a very good job at saving, but yeah. I'm also producing. I sold two paintings. I'm gonna probably sell this painting as well. So I'm looking to do an auction on Facebook. That's a good way of selling, but you have to discount quite well. I'm gonna sell some paintings on Facebook, and yeah, my father decided to give me $2,000 for the down payment on the house, which is nice. It's nice of him to offer, and that's just about it. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.